One.
Morning, everyone. Wanted to give a quick video here explaining what we will be doing in Unit 2, Lesson 3 of our news unit. Basically, what you'll be doing is you'll be taking a look at the structure of a news report, learning about how to construct and how to deconstruct news reports. So what we'll be doing is please go through and read the text always, please. First thing I would like you to do is this part right here. Definitely want to read carefully and understand everything that the lesson is asking you. A few comments I've made on some of your feedback for some of the assignments. We're not necessarily understanding everything that we need to do in the lesson. Sometimes when there's two things to do, we only do one. We might do a practice assignment instead of the actual assignment. So really try to read carefully what it is that we're doing in each of these assignments. So the first thing you have to do here is simply consider this question. What does it mean to be homeless? What I would like you to do is just jot down some notes. And there's no right or wrong answers here. It's just what you think. This goes back to our pre-reading and during reading and post-reading reflections that we did in Lesson 1, what it means to be a reader. You want to include at least 3 criteria, and this is just whether you think it's based on fact or your opinion. Either one is fine. I would like you to keep these notes beside you as you work through the rest of the activity. A good idea might be to open a separate Google Doc and write these notes down because you will be adding more notes through the course of your reading. So we go through, we learn about what is a news report, 5 W's and an H, who, what, where, when, why, and how. Okay, these are the key to any good news report. And we need to be able to understand how these are being used in any news reports that we read in order to eventually we will be creating our own news report where these have to be present. You'll see this inverted pyramid style. This is how most reporters write. We see that most important facts are first at the top. This is the 5 W's and the H, who, what, where, when, how, why would be there as well. Some details, some quotes, and then the least important facts are at the end. So all the most important things are up front in the news article, coming down in importance to least important at the end. Some different aspects of a news article. So please make sure we take notes on these, understand what a headline is, a byline, lead, important facts, additional details, what they are and how they're used. There's a little interactive task here that you can work on. It's just not, this isn't a marked part, it just will help you understand what it is you're doing. We're going to ask you in the questions aspect of this assignment to take a look at some directly stated ideas, some indirectly stated ideas, and making connections. These are the ones that, it's very obvious what the answer is. It's right in the text. You can actually read the answer out loud from the text. The indirectly stated is, it's in there, but you kind of need to read between the lines. And finally, the making connections aspect is you're really going to have to bring in your own personal experiences and opinion to back up what you're saying. This is a text-to-self connection. Of these 3, in terms of your literacy, the making connections one is by far the most important. Because then we understand, if you're able to do this, that not only can you just pick out a line in a piece, but you actually understand what's being said and you can in some way relate it to your world or the real world in general, which is the key for English. Before you go into the assignment, make sure you have those notes on the homeless person, or what you feel, your opinion on being homeless. What you'll do is, I've included this video here, is you're going to actually go and learn how the 5 W's and H are used in news reports. And so the actual assignments down here, I have a news article for you to read. Here is a little piece on Google Read and Write. I think it's going to be very important for you to use, especially in an assignment like this, to help you learn your information. So please go and take a look at that and try to use Google Read and Write as we go through this article. So the article itself is right here. I'll ask you to make a copy as always. The article is called The Suitcase Lady. Here's the article. Please read it, go through, interact with it, take notes. The better notes you take, the more you interact with it, the easier it'll be for you to do the assignment based on this. Then the actual Google Doc is here. So this is a PDF of that news article. This is a Google Doc of the article. My suggestion, again, is that you always use a Google Doc. The actual assignment is here. And this is where you're going to be putting your assignment into the Dropbox. Okay, so just, again, make sure we read carefully and understand what each one of these hyperlinks do. So here's the actual Google Doc itself. Make a copy. And here we go. So there's a series of questions that you're going to have to answer. As always, please read when you do a question or when you answer a question. Finish up. Please make sure that you include the question in the answer. For example, the question is, who is this news report about? You should answer it, this news report is about blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever it is. So you always want to use the question in the answer, full, complete sentences at all times. This is a literacy course. Literacy is about, can you pull out information? Yes. And can you also communicate through writing? Another good technique to use, especially when you get down to the making connections, the indirectly stated, is I want you to be using quotes and examples from the news article in your answer. Always back up what you say. The news report is about, and you could put a quote, is about, quote, and then stuff from the article, the direct quote. A quote is not exactly what people says, not just dialogue. It is anything that is in another piece of literature that you're pulling out. So you'd use a quote proving what the news report is about. Always a good technique when you are doing questions for English is backing up what you say using feedback. And especially if you take a look at the feedback that I've given you on some of your other pieces, a lot of my feedback is, good job, people are answering the questions properly, but they're not necessarily explaining the why or the how. And that comes when you use examples and you back up what you're saying. So just simply some questions here. This is right in the piece. When did she become homeless? Where's the lady? Why is the lady homeless? How has her life changed? Those questions you can get directly in the piece. Answer them, full, complete sentences. And if you can include a quote, that'd be great. That gets up into the high level 3s and definitely level 4s when you go above and beyond simply just answering the question. How is the suitcase lady still? Explain how the suitcase lady still has hope despite her harsh reality. That is information in the text, but it's not exactly stated that way. You have to take what's in the text and extrapolate out using your own opinion. The making connection part is extremely important for you to use your quotes and explain why you feel the way you do. This will bring in, do you have any new information to bring in on what you learned? And that's really it. So this assignment is going to be you understanding how to create a news report, how news reports are created, deconstructing it, taking it apart, and taking a look at 3 areas: the making connections, directly and indirectly stated questions, full sentences, use quotes, be as detailed as possible in your answers, and you'll be up in the level 4 where everyone wants to be. Please check out the other video I put on Google Read and Write. I think it's going to be very effective to organize your notes. And you'll see here, you definitely want to submit those notes with this response. And so you can maybe put them in at the end, down here at the bottom. You can just write in, my notes, and then insert the other Google Doc in. You can copy and paste or simply insert it in here so you let me know that you actually have taken notes along with your answers. Okay, I think that's it. Good luck with this assignment. Remember, the more detail you give, the more you give me, the more ability you have for me to give you the best mark possible. Okay, thanks so much, guys.